When the crowd gets fussy, when the floor gets dusty, when your blade gets rusty, with a shins, when your room smells funny, when a hex takes your money, what's gonna save you, honey? Just with a shins, all you witches and all you old magicians, it's time to start listening to Winter Shins. When the crowd gets fussy, when the floor gets dusty, when your blade gets rusty, with a shins, when your room smells funny, when a hex takes your money, what's gonna save you, honey? Just with a shins, all you witches and all you old magicians, it's time to start listening to Winter Shins.
The Cults on Witchers Radio. Radio for your spiritual side. A twisted approach to the left-hand path. And we embrace the chaos in our lives, because I'm sure the food that we ordered over like an hour ago will arrive when the mic is on. The dogs will go nuts. It'll be chaos.
And they already went nuts. Did you check?
Yeah, they already did, and the food wasn't there. We
broke
our best mic. Now we're working on my lapel mic stuck to my shoulder. So your levels are pretty good. So this is it's a good mic, but now I have to order a new mic and get a new mixing board and the headphones. So hopefully we're trying to deal with this echo thing that we sometimes get off the monitor, and then some guests we don't get it. So we're getting some new equipment probably, after we do all this crazy.
Yeah, we got to step up our game.
Absolutely. Yeah. So tonight we got Elhoim Leafar for doing our WitchCon Marathon. Elhoim Leafar, author of The Magical Art of Crafting Charm Bags, resident of New York City, is a shaman, diviner, and traditional magician who hails from a family of spiritual and magical practitioners from Venezuela. He's also a palm reader, dowser, dedicated to teaching the principles of practical magic and pagan spirituality. I don't run into dowsers that much these days.
No, me neither.
Elhoim, God, I'm sorry, I'm going to mess it up. Elhoim.
How do you pronounce it, your name?
It's Elohim, but you can call me Elo.
Okay. Elo? We can call you Elo?
We can call him El.
Elo. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. And I hear a car idling, so here comes the chaos.
I'm gonna check. We're waiting for
maybe you can head them off. We ordered well in advance of the show, but of course, Mercury's retrograde. So welcome to the show. We met you last year. Well, not last year. We met you at Hexfest on Zoom.
Yeah,
We're in
I remember
the
that
Zoom
day,
room.
and I think that you was offering classes too, and was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And what? Oh, here they come. And what are you teaching? I did not see that yet. I have to scroll through a million schedules. What are you teaching at WitchCon?
This year, I'm teaching a class on basically a new book that is preparation for major productions. I'm trying to teach a new way of money magic based on full mindset for the witches, trying to break some taboos about the perspective of money.
Very cool. Okay, I do think I read that actually. And so you're living in New York from Venezuela, and you're a shaman. I don't know if I've met a shaman yet. I've met so many different magical protections. I'm a shaman, and I haven't heard of a dowser in a while.
Yeah.
So, like, what kind of dowsing are you doing? You like water witching, or what? You got the dowsing rods or a pendulum?
With pendulums, traditional dowsing. Yeah, it's a way of radiesthesia. I has 15 years of practice on that. I start in the scientific part. I start with the books of radiesthesia based in science, and after that I start to look for the esoteric, holistic part of the radiesthesia. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to understand both sides of how this really works, because it's more than just use pendulums for healing. It's a lot about vibrations, about how work the different minerals and metals that you are using, or that you are vibing in the same frequency. It's a lot of science there, so for that reason it's very interesting.
Very interesting.
So is that a common practice in Venezuela?
Yes, it is, especially in the Amazon. But in Amazon, we use some kind of pendulum made of wood that you need to create for yourself, and you need to consecrate. And it's some kind of practice that you put in Amazon. Many people who come from other countries, they come to try cacao ceremonies, ayahuasca, tobacco ceremonies, these kind of things. This is some kind of therapy work that we do with them. We teach them how to create their own pendulums using different kinds of wood, and they starting to do some kind of dosing around the river. You go to the river, you do some dosing around, and you find some rocks or minerals in the river. The minerals or rocks that you find in there should be taken like totems of protection for yourself that you go to take for home.
Further questions on that one?
No.
Okay. So
I'm not familiar with dowsing at all.
I've never heard anybody use just like find different minerals before. I've heard of like water witching and baby sex gathering or gender reveals, and then of course divination.
So
Yeah,
this is.
that's the fashion part.
I'm sorry.
That's the fashion part. That's the trending now.
Yeah. So your family has been doing this for generations?
Yeah, my mom and my grandma. My grandma is a healer. She don't read. She don't practice divination or some kind of thing. She's a healer from Amazon. She's a native. She's from the Wayu tribe. And my mother followed the same path, but after some years, she's starting to practice witchcraft, and she was initiated in Venezuelan spiritualist. That is a common practice in there. After that, she was initiated in Palo Mayombe, and after that, she was initiated in Santeria Lucumi.
Oh, your grandma's a Polero?
Yeah.
Or it was?
Most of the family are in the same path, except for me. I not was initiated in Palo. I was initiated just in Lucumi and Candomblé.
Okay.
I know a lot of people cross those. Like I think, what's the rule? You got to do Palo first.
Well, our Tata and Palo told us that it's better to do Palo first. If you want to do both, that it's better to do Palo first and then Lucumi, because Palo's hot and Lucumi kind of cools you down. So that's what he said.
The initiation in Palo Mayombe is physically exciting for you. It's a lot of work that you need to do. It's a lot of work for what the people need to be prepared. And the initiation in Santeria is in some way easier, especially if you have experience. But being initiated in Palo after Lucumi can be complicated, because when you are initiating Lucumi in Santeria, is many restrictions that you have in a religious way. And being initiated again, especially in something so hard like Palo Mayombe, it can be complicated because break practically all the rules in Lucumi. So first you need to be initiated in Palo, and after that in Lucumi.
Right.
That sounds familiar.
So who are you crowned to in Lucumi?
Sorry?
Crown.
Yeah, Obatala.
Obatala, okay.
Yeah, just like my mom and two of my sisters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So,
Oh wait, your family got crowned at the same.
well, no, not at the probably not at the same time.
Not at the same time,
yeah,
but the
his
same
whole family
Orisha.
practices. Yeah.
Well, that's
Exactly, it's a family practice. So we are initiated very young because it is the religion of the family, but also is the money of the family. Is where everybody works in home.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you have any books on Lucumi?
For myself, no.
No, have you? I was
Because-
just
No, I think he's only got the one book.
okay. Yeah, but I forgot what the
the
name
charm
of it.
bags.
Oh, the magical art of crafting charm bags.
Yeah.
Okay. When
Yeah.
did that book come out?
Come out in 2017
Okay.
with Red Will Weiser. It's my first book published here with an American publisher. I was here in New York when I had the opportunity to write that book. It's more a book about old traditional Latin magic, because charm bags are very popular in there. It's a very common practice, and I like it because if you are in any kind of magical practice, if you are Santero, if you are a magician, a witch, a Wiccan, if you practice voodoo or hoodoo, in any of these paths you go to find some kind of charm bags, hex bags, medicine bags, mojo bags, bolsas, saquitos in different languages. So it was like a common practice, and I just tried to put in there everything that I knew about it. Because first of all, because it's a way to say to the people, okay, we are in different paths, but also we continue having many things in common. And for other side, because the first spell that I did for myself was a charm bag. So the book, I really like the book for that reason.
I'm looking at your class here, and
I wanted to ask you real
Okay, go
quick.
ahead.
How long have you been in the United States?
5 years.
5 years. So you moved straight from Venezuela to New York?
Yeah, I passed some time in Argentina before come here.
Okay.
But like months, and after that I come here.
What part of New York?
I am actually in Queens. I was
Queens, okay.
Before 2 years ago. I was living in the Bronx. Now I moved to Queens.
So do you teach a lot of classes in New York?
Yeah, it's many stores here. Not so much like in Venezuela. In Venezuela we have many stores in every corner. Here is a little more limited in some way, but I am familiar with all the stores around and the Botanica, so every time that someone offers me a class or I see that they have some space, I offer to them the opportunity to do a class.
HD. So I'm looking at your class, and there's this term that I've never heard before. Maybe you can tell us something about it. Karmic wealth. What is karmic wealth?
Let me check.
This is a karmic, energetic expression of your own karmic and individual wealth.
Yeah, this is the idea. I work with money magic, like most of the witches, I think, but I always see a problem in there. I always see that I try to take the psychological part here. When you do a spell on money, especially because you need the money. You are looking to have money because you don't have it. So you have the sensation that you don't have it. You don't see rich people doing this kind of spells because they assume that you give for granted that they have it. So what I see like a real problem in this relation that witches has with money is that not most of the witches really has money, but most of the witches continue doing money spells. So what I see there is that something is happening because it's not possible that you do a love spells and this work. You do a protection spell and this work. You do a healing spell and this work. You try to curse someone and this work. But when you do a money spell, you continue doing money spells every time, and you continue having troubles to pay your stuff. So I started to question about it, and I learned about this traumatic inner experience that people can have. All the trauma and the taboo surrounding money, all the bypass, all the experience about I don't need money because I'm spiritual, but I don't have money for pay my rent. I don't have money. I don't need money for anything because I'm spiritual. I'm magical. I don't really need it, but I don't have insurance. I don't have how to pay my car. I don't have money to send my children to the school. So not you, but magical community has a lot of bypass in this topic. Is we don't have money, but we don't want to accept that we really need it. So when people have this taboo, they forget that, yeah, you are spiritual, but also you continue being physical. You are in a physical world, and you want accepted or not, this physical world works with money. So you need to have a good relation with that. You like it or not, money is the source of everything around the world. If you want food, if you want a new home, if you want to pay your car, if you want to pay for insurance, if you want to pay for the rent, if you want that your children has a very good school, you need the money. So it's better break the taboo, break all of that, go to the center of the information and make some exercise about it. So what I do in the workshop is work with this. The idea about the karma of wealth is that you continue expressing or repeating the patterns of your family about money. If I think that money is bad, why I'm thinking that money is bad? Maybe because I listen from very, very child that my family don't have money, because I personally, Elohim, I come from a very poor family. I passed most of my life listening all of these santeros and magicians repeating over and over. We don't have money. We don't really need it. Money is bad. Money is the evil. Money is the devil. Money is terrible. Money can change the people. Money is the worst thing that you can have. If you, like a magician, like a witch, you really believe in the power that you have to manifest or bring energy to you, probably every time that you are saying that money is bad and that you don't need it, you are just are trying to put money away because you are doing it with your power. So what I try to do is work with the mindset of the people. Is I'm not telling you that you need to say, because it's empty, just repeat yourself that you are rich, because you are not. You need to be clear about it. But I'm not rich. Why? It's because I'm not working enough. It's because it's something with my energy about the money that is not working here. It's something about my relation with abundance here. Because if you take it for the field of the science, the universe has the same elements practically forever. Has the same elements. It's nothing new here. It's the same metals. It's the same materials. It's the same things. Everything is the same. It's not nothing is coming new. The Earth has literally the same elements from the moment of the Earth exists in the planetary system. So if all the elements are here, the money, the expression of the money continue being here. Money is like is a way of a transition. It's an energetical transition. People before us or ancestors, they have their own kind of money. They make transactions. We just evolve for that. And we want to continue evolving. Now we have digital payment, but we continue using something in transaction. Sorry. Why? Because everything in the universe is in there. Nothing is new. You are not creating something from nothing. You can't do that. You are just turning something into something new. You just, okay, I want to have this card, so I want to give you this money, so you give me the card. So I'm giving you something for the same value. In money magic, it's the same. If you do these spells for money, when you are saying and repeating to yourself over and over, I don't have money, I need the money, I am poor, I don't know why I don't have money. When you are doing the spell with that mindset, you are literally saying to the universe or to your personal God or your Orisha or your personal spirit or your angel guardian, I don't have money. I don't understand why. And it's just that exactly what you are manifesting. So you need to turn in a different way. Do other kind of spells. Okay, I'm doing this spell to understand why I don't have money. I'm doing this spell to understand why I can have a better job. I'm doing this spell to break any taboo or bad experience I have with money in this physical, mental, or spiritual world. Is that what I'm trying to do in the workshop?
Yeah. We still have in the witchcraft community lingering ideas from way back during the times of Wicca, and I still hear kids say these things. You're not allowed to do magic for personal gain. And I hear that and I think, that's what the people that ended up living in cardboard boxes on Skid Row used to say. That's like why. I mean, magic. I have found that a lot of times magic works better when you're doing it for other people. But the idea that there's rules preventing us from enriching our lives with our magic is that might be like some old Christian thing, like a vow of poverty.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's where you're going to get. You're going to get poverty. Who are you going to help living in a box on Skid Row?
Right.
Except
Exactly.
your next door neighbor in the next box. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like the point for me is to better my life and to enhance my life.
Absolutely.
So why would you not try to help yourself if you're living in a cardboard box?
Yeah.
This conception about that poverty is spiritual. This terrible misconception that is very popular has many issues for me. First of all, is everybody in the Wiccan community, especially in the Wiccan community, everybody is repeating that you can do this because the rules, because for rules. Who create exactly those rules that everybody's repeating. I mean, you have something written that say that this is the rules, and please don't give me a book from 20 years ago. No, give me the rules, because if you are telling me that magic is very old, it's something ancient, and you are reading a book that says that magic practically created the universe, you are telling me actually that when magic was created, magic has those rules. So show me where exactly are those rules and who created those rules, who qualified that person to create or promote those rules. And so if you think that has money is wrong and this is an issue for you being spiritual, so how do you make this transaction? Every time that you buy a book of magic, every time that you buy your candles, every time that you pay for your rent, every time that you pay for your food, so you are in some way breaking your own spirituality, you are ignoring the own rules. That's an issue.
Yeah. You talked about elements earlier, and I've found that people do money spells a lot. You know, they do them to get the bills paid, that kind of thing. People never aim at wealth, and so they're always doing these little money spells. And sometimes I teach my kids to switch it up. It's like everybody uses the element of earth for money, but
Yeah.
I can see a reason to use fire for money, to charge your money, ignite your money, for air. It's like most of my money comes from the internet, so air is a better element for me to work with for money. And then even water, your money flow, get your money flow going. So kids, you got to switch it up sometimes. Like we teach everybody, find a group of spells that works and stick with those spells. But you got to elaborate. But I always teach, it's like, magic follows the path of least resistance, and the most resistant thing on this plane is for the average person to gain wealth. The system's built against them. So you really got to step it up. So I would always say, go for wealth. Do a wealth spell. Don't do a money spell. That's going to get you through, the month?
Exactly.
And you're going to be back next month begging your gods again? They're going to get sick of hearing from you.
Exactly. That's part of that. First, you have all the reason, because magic is a lot about experimentation. It's not just read a book and follow the spell. It's okay, if I know that I can do this spell, or if I know that this element works for this, or if I know that these herbs are good for money, okay, let me try and blend my own spell. That's the thing. You need to experiment and try to prove if the author that you are reading has the reason in there. The other part that I enjoy what are you saying is my class is based in my new book, and I don't want to make this everything about the book, but I take information from the book to make the class. So something that exercise that I do with everybody in the class is you need to define first what is money for you, because when you are conjuring money, imagine that you are conjuring demons. You first read about the demon. You don't just take the book and just try to conjure something. You first need to inform yourself about this is a demon, this is a spirit, what exactly is a demon, how I am conjuring this demon, which demon will give me this information, what precautions I need to take, how go to manifest the demon. This go to manifest in an animal, in a different way, in a little breeze around, in a fire, how this go to manifest. So in magic money, so if you translate this from demons to magic money, okay, I'm doing this spell for magic money. What exactly is a spell? How this go to work? What exactly is money for me? What exactly is abundance for me? What exactly is prosperity for me? Because you need to define exactly what you are conjuring. When I make this question, and I make this question a lot of time to different people, you are doing this money spell. Yeah. What exactly is money for you? Well, money means that I don't have doubts, but you have it. Yeah, so the spell is not working. What is money for you? Oh, money means that it has a very big bank account. So you are doing this spell to have a very big bank account. Yes. What happens is tomorrow you have this very big bank account, but also you have a lot of debts. But the spell go to work with that. No, the spell don't go to work with that. You are computing money, probably you are computing debts in the process, because everything is some kind of balance. The universe is perfect. Science is the proof of that, and magic is the proof of that, and karma in some ways is the proof of that. So you are computing something from nothing, or you need to be clear exactly. Okay, I go to do this money spell. So exactly why I'm doing this money spell. I'm doing this money spell because I don't like my job. I think that this job is not giving me the money that I want. So what I'm looking for is for a better job that offer me more money for the same work or for a little more of work, but something that is on my own experience that I can really do it. And then I go to have the money to pay my debt. So try to focus, be very specific about the things that you are looking for in your spell, because it's that. Or sometimes you have a lot of energy around that is not helping you because maybe you was course, maybe you was a very bad relationship with money, maybe you has maybe you has a very traumatic experience about the money. You have a trauma in your mind because every time that you was speaking about money when you was a child, your mom say, "Don't say that because that is not Christian. That is not good. Money is not good." So you can't speak about it. So your inner self is telling you over and over that money is bad. So you are doing this spells, but in the end of the day, you have this mindset saying to you that if you have money, you will be a corrupt person because money makes bad people. So you need to clarify all of these thoughts when you are doing the spell. It's very, very important. Be very well informed. It's very important the power of the language that you are using in these spells and be specific about which is the source of the money, which is the source of the spell that I'm doing. I'm conjuring a spirit, I'm using my own energy, I'm using the energy of a god, of a orisha. You need to be specific about these kind of things.
Yes.
Yes.
Jump on in there anytime, honey.
You can too. No, he's talking about money. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of what I heard coming up is like about like the language people use. I find that too. People say, "I don't have money. I need money." I was taught.
Or I'm never gonna have money.
That's the worst. But we're taught, in witchcraft, we're writing a statement of intent. You need to state as if it's already occurred. I have money. Thank you for the money that I have. I am rich. Thank you for my wealth. Like you're using the actual words to manifest the thing. Like we used to say, I will a thing to be, but it's better, I willed a thing that has come to be. And but yeah, language, like what you were saying and what Marta was saying is that people negatively program themselves. I don't have, I need, I'll never have. And rich people, they think like, how can I acquire that money? That's how successful people think. They're not shooting themselves down with it.
They're not poor. They just want to know how to make more.
Yeah, not psychologically, defeating themselves in their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot about your mindset. You need to prepare your mindset when you are doing a spellcasting. Well, you have experience with magic. You know what I'm saying when it's about experience. Many people have problems with money or with love, or they have a neighbor that they don't like, so they buy a book on love spells or protection magic or money magic, and they just try a spell, but they don't have any experience, so they are like, "Oh, this spell don't really work." I always say that all the spells that you do go to work. Maybe you don't go to work like you want. Maybe you don't go to work how powerful you want, because maybe you don't have the experience. Maybe you don't know how to rise the energy. Maybe you don't know how the spell go to manifest. But if you don't have the experience, probably you don't know how the spell go to manifest. Maybe you do. Imagine this scenario that you do a money spell because you don't like your job, but you don't know any other job, and you're looking for more money. And you craft this spell that you find in a book for money. And the next 2 days, someone fired you. You lost your job. And you're like, "Oh, I didn't spell this come wrong because now I lost my job." Yeah, maybe just they break up everything that you have in there because you are local in the place, you are in your comfort zone, and this spell gives you the opportunity to look for a better job that is probably in front of yourself, and this job go to give you more money.
Yeah.
That's a scenario. And that kind of things happens a lot in magic.
Yeah, got a friend online, Frederick Xavier. He teaches a wealth magic course, and one of the first things he says is like, the number one way not to acquire wealth is with a job. And that's what a lot of people are. They're aiming low. It's like The people that are rich, they didn't get there by working a job and working hard, and,
They don't have
elbow
punch
grease,
cards.
and that's not how that really happens. I like to teach my kids, have several things going. Like, have several things online that make you money when you're asleep. Because if you're
Yeah.
working a 9-to-5 job, you only get paid so much for that hour of your life. You can never get the hour of your life back. But if you have a website you spend a couple hours putting together, or several hours, it's like those hours are continually making you money. It's a better way to get out. And they're saying in the chat room over here that they love Frater. Yeah, Frater Xavier's teaches some good stuff out there.
Yeah. It's very important to be very well informed about these kind of things, because in magic is not something that we have this so many misunderstandings about magic, because now magic is very promoted in social media and in TV shows. So people has a very bad idea about magic. That magic has so many rules that we really don't know from where come these rules. That you can do something for you, you can't do love spells and this kind of thing. But if you go to the roots of magic historically, not something that any random author go to tell you. If you go in for the history books, don't confide in Elhoim, confide in the history books. Druids, Celtic magic, Vikings, they craft different kind of spell work in their own religions, always for the benefit of them, always for the benefit of the community, always for the benefit of the religion or their family, for protection. That is witchcraft in some ways. Trying to understand that you have many energies around and understand how you use that energy in your favor. That is essentially magic. So come other people and tell you that is some rules that you really are not sure about it. So better to just focus in the rules that you don't know from where comes, like in Wiccan. Try to focus more in exactly what do you think. I exercise that I do every time that I offer this class, because I think that this will be the 7 or 8 times I will offer this class. I always start with this exercise that I do with the participants. I ask like homework, because it's a class, so you have homework. I say to everybody, after this class, you go to take a paper, a pen, and you go to write in that paper 21 things that you have in your mind about exactly what is money. And after each line, you go to write why you think that. Money is good. Tell me why. Money is bad. Tell me why. Money is helpful. Tell me why. Money is a grown thing. Tell me why. Money can help you. Tell me why. Tell me exactly the reasons why you have these thoughts in your mind. You think that money is wrong? Why? Oh, because my mom told me that money was a bad thing when I was a child. Or I think that money is bad because money can corrupt the people, because money can throw your soul to the hell and blah, blah, blah. I think that money is wrong because the evil is in there, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you need to understand from where exactly come these thoughts, because in that way you unlocked yourself, you unlocked your mind. And after that, you can understand from zero exactly what is your perspective about money, not the things that someone put in your mind, or more, but the things that you really think about money.
Yeah, that's borderline neuro-linguistic programming right there. Which
Absolutely.
the Druids were all over that.
So I wanted to ask you a quick question. So the class you're teaching at WitchCon is prosperity magic for witches and mages. So what tradition are you going to be mostly using when you teach this class on prosperity?
This is the thing. It's two things to understand about the class. The first one is all the theoretical part is more based on psychology. I don't know how to say the words in English. I think that is neuro-linguistic programmation or something like that. Exactly that. Yeah, I can't pronounce that yet. I'm not in that level of English yet. First of all the theoretical part is about that, because people need to know exactly what they are conjuring, what they are doing, and why. It's like, oh, I am a witch, yeah, but why you consider yourself a witch? Because you have practice and you venerate your ancestors, the spirits, you do spell work, blah, blah, blah. Or because you see some pics in Instagram and you think that now you are cool because you are a witch and you are trending topic. I mean, exactly why? And the second part is the practical part. In the practical part of the class, I give to the people, the students, spells, different spells from different kind of traditions. Spells from the Lukumi tradition, spells for money with Oshun and Yemaya, spells for money in the Wiccan tradition. I craft different kind of spells from different traditions. I put all of these spells in the chat, and I say to everybody, okay, I go to give you all of these spells. You need to craft from these spells which ones you think that are more adequate for you. If you think that any of these spells don't go to work for you, now you are telling me that you are not prepared to have the spell in your hands because you continue having a limited mindset. You continue having a very close mind because if you tell me, okay, you can do this spell with Oshun because you are not initiating the tradition. Okay, I respect your theory, but let me try the spell. If I do the spell and the spell work, and after that I do some reading with a real Santero, probably not myself. I go with someone else. Like if I know where a practitioner, I go with a Santero and I ask to him, okay, Santero, whatever person you are, tell me, this spell that I did was good. This result that I'm having is for the spell. Yeah, okay, the spell worked for you. It's not what the people told you, it's what you learn in your own practice. Many times, people say that you can try with Hindu gods, for example, but I have this type
Try, what did you say? Try with what?
try magic with Hindu gods.
Hindu god.
So, yeah, yeah. This is the thing. I come from Venezuela. I tried to have my passport and my visa many times. Most of the people, when you come from Venezuela and you need to have a passport and you need to have a visa, and this is so incredibly expensive, and the process is so complicated. It's so much paperwork. They ask you so many things that you really don't understand why they are asking you that. Uh, and you make all of this paperwork, and it's so complicated. Many times they don't give you the passport, the visa, the permission. I try at least 2 times, and both times I do spells with Oshun, with Yemaya, with different kind of orishas in my tradition, and nothing works. I was like, okay, this is wrong because modesty apart, but I consider myself a good spellcaster. I consider myself a good one. So when something is not happening, I have this issue in my mind, like what exactly I did wrong. So I go with this with another person, with another Santero. He made a reading for me, and he tell me, okay, here says that you exactly know as you need to do, but you have fear to do it because for the way how the people will look at you or what opinions you can receive about it, about the feedback that you go to receive. And I say, yes, I all my life, I am devout of the archetype, the conception of Ganesha, the Hindu god. I love Ganesha and all the stories about Ganesha, but I never practiced any kind of magic with him. But I said to this Santero that is not related with the Hindu tradition, because people can consider this cultural appropriation or something. Okay, I all my life has these little altars with Ganesha. I have shields, emblems, amulets with Ganesha, but I never did this spell. But I'm thinking that if I ask to him who removed the obstacles, probably it's going to work. And they say, okay, just try. Do you think that can be some kind of problem because I am Santero, I am initiate? And they say, probably not. We are not gods here to judge you. I mean, who go to judge you is the gods. If you make a spell and with a specific god or spirit, and they block you, they literally don't give you exactly what are you looking for. Now you understand that they don't want to work with you, but you just try. So I prepare this spell with symbols of Ganesha in a river with a lot of candles, with flowers, with roses, with oils. I put a lot of money in there. I put all my money in there. I make this gorgeous setup for the spell work. I pass all day praying to Ganesha in there. And I tried for my visa the next week, and they immediately approved my visa. And I come to New York. I come to New York literally without money. And this is not a secret because I say this in social media many times. I pass nights sleeping in a plaza. I come to New York City with just $15 in my pocket. That's not a secret. Yeah, that's not a secret. It's not something new. And I evolved from that. Like 6 months after come to New York, I had the contract with the publisher. I had a good job. I was renting a very well apartment in the Bronx. So
That's
things
great.
happen. And I was like, and I continue saying every time that I can, thanks to Ganesha for this. I don't go to ask you for anything more in my life. Thanks for this. I have an altar for him because that was my promise for him. If you, Ganesha, I don't know how this go to work, but if you give me the visa, I promise to you that in whatever apartment, in whatever place, in whatever city that I go to live in the rest of my life, you go to have the biggest altar of the home. And it's like that. Every time that I have new tables, new space, new rooms, a new altar, the biggest altar is for him. Actually, in this moment, he has an altar behind to myself that is a whole wall just for him.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
We should take a quick break.
Okay.
Got
We're gonna play some
Elhoim
music.
Leafar, and we're gonna play a song or two and smoke them if you got them, and
Yep.
we'll be right back.
Sarabanda ta sere sere, palo kindiamo ese suave. Lumbe, 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 lumbe la cueva en ganga. Sarabanda ta sere sere, palo kindiamo ese suave. Lumbe, 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 ay Dios. Lumbe la cueva en ganga, we. Mis 7 rayos ta sere sere. Palo quindiamo ese suave. Lumbe, lumbe, lumbe. Lumbe, la cueva en ganga. Si 7 rayos a sere sere. Palo quindiamo ese suave. Vamos a yumbulia, un congo mayumbulia. 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 Viene o no viene, sin bajo te llama. Viene, viene, sin bajo te espera. Viene, viene, que más ahora. Vamos, vamos. Vamos a la 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 que más ahora. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos a la que más ahora. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos a la que más ahora. So bad now, 'cause you're the best girl that I've ever had now. I can't get your love, I can't get satisfaction. Little girl, psychotic reaction. And it sounds like this. Your love, I must stay away. I want you, girl, by my side. Little girl with the loving inside now. I can't get your love, I can't get any little fraction. Little girl, psychotic reaction.
Radio with the Cramps. I had to run and do some dad stuff, and it ended up being a couple things. So we're back with Elhoim Leafar, who of course is a presenter at WitchCon. I'm trying to get to the main portion of WitchCon here. So I'm sure you've heard this before over here. Bring the magic to you. March 5th to the 7th, 2021, join the largest online magical conference in the world, featuring over 100 witches and conjurers. Coming to you by live stream. Mojo! Hey! God damn it, dog. Sorry. Coming to you by live stream video from across the globe. WitchCon Online presenters are the preeminent masters of the magical arts and hail from across the rainbow spectrum of occult and spiritual practices. Registration is limited to 1,000 attendees, people. We've been telling you this. You got to go to WitchCon. I mean, come on. If you don't have $95 to spend on WitchCon,
for stuff you're going to have access to forever,
to go to Elhoim's class and learn how to, have more $95. Think of it, the benefit. You got to spend money to make money, man. You gotta throw it around to make it. The times I make the least amount of money is when I'm sitting on my money. Times I make most amount of money is, I guess it was like a year ago when we used to be able to go out to restaurants and stuff and sit and eat and drink and be merry and tip well and throw our money around. It's like I'm always doing better in those times when I'm able to throw money around.
And I saw
online.
one person ask on the website if it was okay to take when she's only a beginner. And I said, yeah, it's especially if you're a beginner. There's so many different paths and ways to do magic. I think it would be really beneficial to somebody who's a beginner. And when she becomes less of a beginner, she's going to have all these different classes and techniques in her arsenal. So
you can watch them later.
I absolutely think you should take it as a beginner.
I mean, and that is actually one of the benefits of these digital festivals. You can watch them again later. Normally, you go to one of these, you see it once, and it's over. It's like you go to Hex Fest, it's not recorded. You'll never see it again. You better be taking notes.
They have a couple classes that are, I don't know if it's video or PowerPoint or what it is. Like if there's when you're there in person, if there's a big screen next to the presenter, that means it's somehow recorded. But not all the classes are like that. But at WitchCon, they are all like that.
Yeah.
So.
Forever. All right. Elhoim, tell us more.
Okay. My question, what are you teaching in the WitchCon?
What are you teaching?
Me?
That you're the first person who's asked him what he's teaching.
I almost forget sometimes. I think that's magical warfare, the art of deception. Yes, that one will be fun.
That's exactly what we need. Tell me more.
These kids get out there online in their online witch communities, and they kind of think, well, we're all one big happy family, and I can just post pictures of my altar, my ritual tools, my books of shadows, tell everybody where I live. Just like these kids are far too trusting. There's good witches, there's bad witches, and now we have troll witches out there. I don't know if you've ever been to TikTok. They got witches.
I was going to say that's why you got on TikTok. There's so many, baby witches who don't know what they're doing. That it's good to have somebody on there who can, help out with that.
Yeah, but some of these kids are hexing each other just to see if they can hex each other, just for no reason. They don't even dislike the person. They just, there's a person on the screen. I'm going to throw a hex at them.
Yeah.
How do you know Christian?
This will be this is a very nice story. It's a little long, but it's a very nice story. Christian come to do the Witch Fest in New York City with Brian.
Did something in New York City?
Yeah, but years ago.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Okay.
In that moment, I was pretty new here. I mean, I come to a country that I don't speak the language, I don't know anyone, so I just, I meet Lyria, and Lyria tell me, okay, we have this event, this festival that we do in the streets every year, if you want to come and hang out. And I say, okay, I just will be around because I literally don't speak the language. And I see that he was, it's many people teaching classes because it's in the street and it's many people around. But I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. But sometimes you don't feel like a class is good for you. You are watching the class and it's like, this is boring or this is repetitive. This is really not for me.
Yeah.
But Christian was offering a class in that moment, I don't understand the language, but he was so passionate in the class. He was like, you need to know that. And if you speak about this, and if you, I mean, the way how he speak was so much about the passion about something that I was like, wow, that guy really knows the magic. But I don't understand any word that he says.
Yeah.
Any word. I just was watching him like, okay, that's cool. I hope that, I'm sure that is something interesting, but I don't understand anything that he says. Because in that moment, my English was limited to say hi, bye, and thank you. And very funny, in that moment, I don't knew that when you say thank you, it's thanks you. So every time that I say thank you to someone, I say thank you, you. Imagine that. That was my level of English, was the worst. But I don't speak with him because we don't have any contact because I can't speak. But I was following him in social media. After some time, he comes to New York City. I think that everybody here knows me because I'm trying to be present in all the festivals and the things that they do here. And he comes to New York to do like a meeting with the witches of New York. And they invite me. I was obviously very honored for that. But also, the thing why I practically put a Christian day in Alta is this story that is a very interesting story that I always say, and it's totally true. I am a very political person. I'm trying to avoid a little the politics because I know that this can create a lot of anxiety in everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to don't speak too much about it. But I am very political, especially in my Facebook. I come from a socialist country, so I have very bad ideas about socialism. But that's my background. I respect if someone thinks different, it's okay. But my background says that I don't like that. I have a trigger in there. I have a trauma in there. I have a very traumatic experience in there. I don't want to come back, never again. Every time that I say something about politics in social media, people is trained in some way to attack. Every time that someone says something contrary to your beliefs, no one never asks the things. If I learned something in my life is that when the people ask before attack, that's the wise people that you need to follow. One day I made this post in Facebook about how bad is socialism has the opportunity to win in the United States. Obviously, many people come to the post doing comments. Some people was like, okay, maybe you are wrong, let me drop this information here. But some people feel very attacked. And most of the people feel attacked because it's like, you are telling me that my things in my mind are wrong, and people feel like you are offending him when you are sharing your perspective. Christian Day was literally, for that whole week that post was giving me so much trolls in my Facebook, was literally one person who come to my messenger and take the time before to attack me or say something publicly. He come to my messenger and say, hi Elhoim, it's the first post that I see of you about this. I was thinking that socialism was something very cool. Tell me about it. He take the time to question. And for me it was like, wow, this guy is very wise because no one asked me anything. Every time that I say socialism is bad, just people come, you are so grown, you are so ignorant, you don't know anything about it. Socialism is the most beautiful thing that we can have.
I was born in the Soviet Union, so I was born in a communist country, and it's kind of the same idea. Yeah.
So you understand, people feel attacked because they have, we have this perspective that the green patio is always better in the neighborhood, in the other neighborhood, not in yours. When you see something from outside, like socialism, looks cool in the theory of the idea. In the practice, it's very hard to apply. So I have some triggers in there in my mind, and every time that I post something, people attack me. And during that week, I have so many trolls in Facebook that I just practically go out of Facebook for a whole week because people was attacking me. I don't really want to delete the post because I was like trying to put some truth in there with facts, with reference, with books, with everything. Everybody was attacking me, like, you are ignorant, you come from Latin America, you don't know anything, you don't read, people like you come from a tribe, you don't know how to read books, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, yeah, people can be hard. But Christian come to my messenger, privately. He asked me, okay, I have a different perspective about that. Tell me about it. Tell me what is your opinion on why you think it that way. I was like, wow, this person is really asking me. This person really want to learn. I mean, I don't care if I give you all the answers, and in the end you continue thinking in your way. It's okay. It's your perspective, and you have all the right to have it. But the fact that you take the time to make the questions and not just assume something that you don't know, that's wise. And I was like, wow, this guy, I need to follow him. I need to go to his event, to take his classes, because this is a person from who I really need to know. So after that, we started to have a lot of chats, and he invited me to the Headspace and all of this. I remember last year, he was the first person who invited me to an event. This never happens before. After I say publicly that I was going to the Headspace, immediately everybody started to invite me to other events. But he was the first one. So I'm very grateful. I admire him a lot, and I really respect his work.
Well, I can't think of anything that you can know without asking questions.
Right, right.
And I get that too. I go on to these new witch sites, and I teach. I just like let the new witches ask me random questions. I get people get mad at me if they don't like people that consider themselves priests or priestesses or have some lofty title. If I teach something that they've never heard about, I immediately get attacked. It's like, well, I'm sorry your teachers didn't teach that, but if you just shut up for a minute, I'll teach it to you. People, they react with such anger to things that they don't know, and I've always reacted with fascination to things I don't know, especially magical systems. There's something I come across on magic I've never heard of. I want to know that. I want to know more about that. I'm curious about that. Curiosity, I think, should be in every witch or magic user's, repertoire. Toolbox. Bag of tricks. Yes.
Yeah. I don't understand. What's the question?
I'm sorry?
I don't understand the part of the toolbox.
The part of the toolbox?
Yeah.
So it's like
curiosity should be a tool that you use.
It's like in your box of tricks that you have.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. Thank you. Like a Pandora box. It's that. Yeah. Every time that you, we have this society where people is watching many TV shows, so much TV, and people figure out that they need to act like the principal character. You need to be straight in everything. You need to go forward. You need to act in this way. You need to have the reason every time. So when people feel that you are just thinking a different way, they don't make questions. They don't try to question themselves. They don't try to question you. They just attack you. That is very low. It's not a decent good thing to do. But it's like everything happening with the polemic of the WitchCon, something like that. People just decide to attack you, but nobody make questions. It's something like that. And it's a lot, you can judge for the kind of people who attack. Usually it's very, very young people without experience.
Yeah, there's a lot of attacking our own out there. As I always try and remind people all over the world, there's a church out there that would gladly kill us for doing all of this stuff.
Yeah.
There is, people always looking for an enemy or somebody to gang up on or something. It's like, there is an enemy out there. They've been around for, we've been their enemies as long as they're around. It's like, I don't consider Christians my enemy, but I know that the church would gladly burn me at the stake still. And everybody else practicing magic, witchcraft, hoodoo, conjure, whatever you got. Back when I was a kid, we believed that 9 million witches were killed during the burning times. It turns out not to be actually true. Those are the wrong numbers. But that belief kept us in relative solidarity. We all bonded together against a common foe. We were There were still witch wars and stupid stuff that went on, but not as much as today. Nobody recognizes an external adversary anymore. Mm-hmm. I guess that's why I teach magical warfare.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, because we need it.
Yes. Will you have any more questions, honey?
I'm good.
All right. Well, we're getting about out of time here. You got anything else you want to tell
Do you
people?
have any,
You got a website you can plug?
People can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I have a new book coming in July. You can find the information in my social media.
What's your name on Instagram?
Elhoim Leafar is in the same way, so it's easier.
Just your first and last name?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. I am Elhoim Leafar de Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a website?
Yeah, ElhoimLeafar.com is the
Oh,
same.
okay.
It's my name in everything.
That's easy.
I'm very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it right here. Elhoim. Let me spell it for everybody just to make sure. ELHOIMLEAFAR.com. In case you didn't see how to spell it in the notes on the show.
Are you going to be doing any vending of your books or anything?
At WitchCon?
You know how they have a list of vendors?
Not for now, because my book comes in July, so I'm just.
Oh, it's not out yet. Okay. I didn't realize that.
July, so I'm focused just on the class for now. I'm doing a schedule of the other classes that I want to take. I'm just focusing that for now. I'm not vending anything. Not this year. Maybe the next one.
All right then. Well, thanks for coming on Widdershins, and we look forward to seeing you on WitchCon.
Yeah, I remember we met you last year at HexFest when we were doing it digitally on Zoom.
And are you on HexFest this year too?
No, this year no. Probably the next one too.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll hopefully see you at more WitchCons and HexFests, and maybe meet in person one of these days after the plague's over.
Hopefully you'll have the next one in person. So that'll be great.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you
Thanks
so
for coming
much.
on.
See you. Have a good night.
Okay, you
too. Thank you.
Hi. Very nice guy. Looking forward to his classes.
Me too.
Hi. Well,
I mean, who can't use a little more prosperity in their life?
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Let's. We're gonna play the closing songs, I guess. We're gonna get out of here a little bit early today. Eat our damn dinner.
Just because we've been doing this every day this week.
Yeah.
And 2 on Tuesday.
I know. But this another one that goes well with our guest right here. We'll be back. Francisco Aguabella. Well, that was a fun guest, too. We are, I think, well, we got to be on the tail end of our marathon here. And every day when I think we've got a day off coming, somebody else pops up and we get somebody else scheduled. And so let's see. We just, okay, today must be the 13th. All right, well, next show, either tomorrow or if you're listening to archives, the next show. Eddie Massey and Alexander Cabot from the Old Witch podcast. And then Monday the 15th, we got A.C. Fisher Aldag. Wednesday 17th, Lola Dorsey. February the 19th, Kat the Guard. Wednesday the 24th, Christine Stevens. Friday the 26th, Angie Buchanan. And Saturday the 27th, Carrie Urs. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's been a crazy experience, but we are meeting so many interesting folk that we'll hopefully, see in person one of these days. But we're gonna cut out a little early today. It's been a long day. We watched, Trump not get convicted again. I pretty much knew that was going to happen, but it was quite a show, at least. And haven't had to bitch about politics for a while. Let's see. So I think we're gonna play you another song, and it looks like we'll be cutting out about half an hour early. We will see you tomorrow or in the next show in the archives, man. Later, shits. Catch you later.
Be my